Hey Caleb, how's it going? This is our Tresco board. This is kind of my demo sample board that I bring around whenever I'm doing any sort of sales calls, things like that. One thing I just kind of wanted to show you is a little bit of the capabilities of our Tresco that we have here to maybe help you out with your project. One of the things I was talking about was our power supplies, whether you're going to do a plug-and-play power supply or a hardwired. With a plug and play, they essentially just have a plug just like this that you would plug into a standard outlet. The nice thing about these though is you have this cord, and with this you can actually push this top off right on the back here, and then this cord actually will pop out. So the little blades inside of here will actually pierce that cord, so you can kind of see there underneath the two holes that it made with those blades. So wherever you want to cut this cord, you can actually cut it up to 6 inches on the power supply. And then that way you don't have a whole rat's nest of cords that you're trying to bundle up and try to hide somewhere inside of your cabinet. Just makes cable management a little easier. Wherever you decide to cut it, you can put that back inside of that little hole there. It just fits right inside. And then this is going to be raised up a bit. So what you'll do is just slide this over the top like this. And then that'll pierce the cord, which will allow it just to be plugged right in again. So whenever you plug it in, we have here our green light that you may or may not see on the video. Green light indicator here just means that everything's running to capacity. It just means that there is no overloading happening on the power supply. So the lights here have certain wattages, like this one's 2.2 watts per foot. The tape light can be either 1.5 or 3 watts per foot or 4.5 watts per foot. Basically, that is what you're going to use to determine how much of a power supply you're going to need. Now, I do recommend going with a 24 volt. We do have 24 volt and 12 volt. The 24 volt being in white, 12 volt being in black, but the industry is kind of moving away from 12 volt. It is a little bit cheaper, but you just can't get as long of runs with the 12 volt, so we always recommend 24, but it's up to you, whichever route you want to go. What we'll say here, with the power supply, once you got it plugged in, this here is just a cable going to our FreeDim receiver. This allows a nice dimming effect to the lights whenever you turn them on and off. All of our stuff here is handled with these remotes. This one is just one of our micro dimmers. This right here just has a 1 button on, 1 button off, same press. You also press to hold to dim it on and off. We also have some that look like dip switches, or I'm sorry, panel switches that you would see inside of a house. But 1 button press on here, it'll turn the lights on. These right here are at the lowest dim setting. So if I were to hold this, they actually will brighten up to the max brightness, and they do get pretty bright. It's a little easier to see in person. I'm not sure how well the camera's picking up the actual brightness of these, but they do get rather bright. Now, with the dimmable power supply, or I'm sorry, dimmable receiver here, it remembers the setting that you had it at. So it has a nice dimming effect when you turn them off. When you turn it back on, it has a nice dimming effect, and it actually goes to that max brightness because it remembers that. If I were to hold this and go down, let's say I wanted to stop halfway in between and not go down to the full dimness, I would then turn it off, and the same thing, it would remember it. It would dim on just to that halfway point. Same concept, I hold it, it goes bright, let go, hold it to go back down to a dimmer setting. So what I really wanted to show off here was our Neo Loop. So the Neo Loop, like I told you, is that silicone wrapped light. That is this right here. Just to give you a better up close view of it, this is basically our silicone wrapped light. So instead of having to do something like this where you have a aluminum extrusion and a channel with light inside of it, you just have this right here. It does have these cut points on the back about every 2 inches, so you can actually trim it at those cut points. And then you basically, like I said, route out a 6mm by 6mm channel that you then pressure fit this light inside of. So you push it right in here, slide it in. It's nice and pressure fit. It's not going to fall out whether it's, you know, hanging upside down or not. And then once you plug it in, it works, turns on just like everything else would. The other version is doing this extrusion here. We have our cloud diffuser, milky diffusers, a bunch of different, basically just changes the opacity of this. Right here, the diodes we have brought a lot closer together. I'll go ahead and turn it off, kind of show you a little bit. So the diodes are a lot closer together, so it helps with blending the light so you don't see that, you know, airport style bunch of dots that you see. Also these cut points, all those copper spots that you see, those are all cut points for the tape light as well. Once you push this over the top of the track here, it has a nice linear look so you don't see the dots once it is having the diffuser over the top. So whether you wanted to go the route of doing this or the Neo Loop, it's up to you. I think this is a little bit of a cleaner look. You can make that flush You can with this as well, but that's like 3/4 deep. So this one's a little bit easier to do just a diode extrusion on. We do have the puck lights as well. I was kind of telling you about that. With our puck lights, we have the dimmable one, which you see right here. It'll act the same as the other ones. You just have to choose what color you want. If you want something a little more bright white like the Neoloop here, or if you want like a neutral, like a 3500 Kelvin that we have in the tape light and the puck light here. One thing that we do have is this other puck light that has selectable switches on it. This one right here is really nice because it has the option to choose your wattage and your Kelvin temperature. So if you notice on the back there, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you change those, it actually changes a couple of things. So the first two change the watts. So we have here 4.5 watts. This is 3, I'm sorry, that's 1. 4.5 watts. This goes down to 1 watt. So 4.5 is the max brightness, 3 watts, and then 1.5 watts. And then the other two, we have Kelvin temperature of 3000, a little more of that yellowish. Down the third one, goes down to a neutral color of 3500. And then if you turn down the last one, goes to 5000 Kelvin. So it's more of that cool white look. So that one is a selectable switch where if you do decide to adopt this lighting and use it, it's nice to be able to have this one puck light that can do multiple things, and you don't have to worry about stocking a bunch of different puck lights. The other nice thing about our puck lights is it has these removable rings on them. So right here we have this silver. We actually have a white and a black as well. So these trim rings actually come off. So that way you can have a silver one, a white one, or a black one. If you wanted to take one of these off and spray paint it because you wanted to do a gold or something else, you could, but every single one of our puck lights come with the white, black, and the silver. So that way, again, you don't have to worry about stocking a bunch of different ones. So that's kind of what we have here as far as our new lighting. I highly recommend the Neoloop here. I just think it looks the nicest, but honestly, it's up to you if you want to go the puck light route. Super easy to do as well. As I was telling you about the dimmable lighting, we have one button press here for the dimmable receiver. You hit that button one time, and then you hit the power button one time, and then it'll be good to go. So I'll show you. Hit the button here once, then I'll hit this button once. It blinks, fades, lets you know that basically everything is connected, and then it's good to go and starts working. So please let me know if you have any questions on this. I'll be happy to help out. But other than that, hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you.